Hello, you guys. It's Fabio coming back with a new video here. I want to talk real briefly. 1 second here. Let me see here. Hey guys, coming back with another video. This is Fabio Hart here. What I want to talk about real briefly is how repetition pays. And you guys often hear me talk about, uh, you know, staying on, following up. You hear me talk about that. Stay going at it, stay doing it. And I was on a Facebook Live video probably, I don't know, I want to say maybe 2 months ago. It could be a little longer, but I want to say I was on this Facebook Live video about, I'm guessing it's probably about 2 months, guys. And here's the thing. I remember this guy. He hit me up. He's in my area. It's a rapper, or he does music. I don't know if he rap and sing, but anyway, he does music. And the thing is, he watched a lot of my live videos as it pertains to commercial cleaning, just business and motivation as a whole. So I remember one time where he inboxed me. He'd say, "Hey man, I would like to talk to you. Would it be okay if I Facebook, call you, Facebook message, or call you?" And I said, normally I don't do that, but I went on and took his call. And he was saying how motivating I was to him and how he kind of liked my presentation. He liked my style of motivating, things of that sort. And he asked me, and it was kind of shocking because, and this is, like I say, this just goes to show you, when you know business and when you do business and when you take risks, a lot of times you get a positive response from that risk, right? So he asked me, he said, "Man, I do music, I rap." He said he's not getting any bookings. I asked him, "Well, where do you try to get booked at?" And he named out a few strip clubs in our area, and I said, "Well, okay, that's feasible. You just have to keep going at it. Nothing happens overnight." I said, "Well, how long have you been trying to get bookings?" He said, "Well, man, I haven't really been getting any shows, right? I haven't really been getting any shows." I say, "Well, um, do you have a fan base? Have you built a fan base? Do you have quality music, or would you suggest that you have quality music?" He said, "Yeah, man, I got a few things on YouTube and this and this and that if you want to check it out and this and this and that." I say, "Well, how often do you share your own stuff, your own music? How often do you like give it away? Do you have any mixtapes and things like this?" He said he didn't have a mixtape. So I gave him a few ideas because I told him that music is easily picked up once you have a fan base, just like anything, like YouTube or anything. So I say what you want to do is pretty much establish a fan base, right? And he's like, "Well, I know that, but man, I got to get the music out." He's like, "I've been slanging CDs. I'm at the malls. I'm in the streets. I'm everywhere. I bought this, I bought that. I paid this, I paid that. And I'm just not getting the feedback." He was like, "And since you talk business and you're motivational, just thought that might be something that you know." So I told him, I said, "Well, here's an idea you might want to try, and it's on Instagram." I told him, I said, "Well, what you will want to do," I said, "you probably want to collab with somebody that has a bigger platform than you or have a bigger fan base than you, right? So you have to kind of sell them on the idea." I say, like I always tell you guys here on YouTube, either you're gonna have money or you're gonna have to have time. So I said you have to be creative, because he said he didn't have a whole hell of a lot of money, so he had to be creative, right? So I told him, I say, "Well, do you have a budget?" He said, "Yeah, I got a small budget," or whatever the case is. I say, "Well, there's a lot of people that will profile your music on their Instagram and on their YouTube channel, and you pay them, essentially what you're paying for is the views, right? He said, well, man, I'm not sure because people be scamming. I say, the thing is, you don't know until you give it a shot. See, I didn't know about my cleaning business until I gave it a shot, until I started going door to door. I didn't know that I could really be successful in a cleaning business, right? Yeah, I read a lot of books and I listened to a lot of audio books and a lot of motivational stuff, but that does nothing if I do nothing, right? That instills some type of motivation in me, but if I do absolutely nothing with that information, I get nothing back, right? I say, man, if I didn't invest in some flyers, I didn't invest in some business cards or some postcards, or I didn't, get no signage, or I didn't do this or I didn't do that, then people wouldn't really hear about my commercial cleaning business. So I say you have to take a risk. And that's a lot that you guys hear me talk about here on YouTube, but I gave him one little thing, and like I say, this was about 2 months ago, maybe a little longer. Seemed like it could have been longer, but I'm gonna say about 2 months ago. And I just talked to the guy today. He said, man, you know what, I wasn't even thinking about that. I invested, in other people's platform. They post my video, they post my music up, or whatever, and now he's getting traction from like the music platforms, your Spotify, your Tidal. I don't know if he's on Tidal, but he's on Spotify and some of these different music platforms selling his music. He's getting the streams, and you can kind of view the analytics on it. You can kind of check out, what you're doing, your numbers, where your numbers at. And he said he's finally building a fan base. But I told him, I said, it's going to come through repetition, and a lot of people, and the reason I was, prompt to go live and talk to you guys is because the same information that I gave this young man, he must have been like 19, 20, right? He has a little style, right? He has a little style. He has a little look going for himself. He believed in his music, but he was going door to door trying to get booked at the strip clubs, because in my section, in my city, that's what the strip clubs is, a big place to, try to get your music out. The strippers dance to it. People, get people to hear your music out. Okay, but he didn't necessarily have to stop that, but he did have to build a following, and that's what he didn't have. So hearing me, like I said, on my Facebook page and hearing me go live, he was prompt. He called me on the Facebook Messenger. We spoke briefly, and I gave him a few bugs. I didn't charge him for any coaching and nothing like that. I just gave him a few ideas, and I say, look, he was more concerned about being scammed than really getting his music out there, guys. So again, guys, and I tell you this all the time, if you're just joining me, guys, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. It seemed like you guys don't like to do that, and I get a lot of emails like, Fabio, why you haven't been live, right? Guys, it takes a lot for me to do this now because I'm doing extremely well with this commercial cleaning stuff and other endeavors that I'm in. So I would greatly appreciate it, at the very least, if you guys just like, share, and subscribe. Okay, help me help you. Okay, but like I was saying, you guys, a lot of people listen, and a lot of people don't. And for those that don't listen, they tend to wind up in the same situation that they were in last year. Okay, now I never profess to be this cleaning guru and I know all the answers and things like that. Matter of fact, I'm learning every day, but I take risk. I'm unconventional with my thinking, right? Just because it haven't been done, I'm the type of person that believe that it can be done. It's just I have to be the first to do it. Okay, I take risks. I believe in myself. I invest in self-development, right? And I urge you guys to do that, especially those that feel like their backs is against the wall, the family is turning against you, the kids is running you nuts, things like this. Guys, you have to find a way. You have to find a way. Like I said, I'm not in the music industry, right? And I don't know that industry like that. I don't know the ins and outs. I haven't read the music Bible or whatever the case is, right? But if I was to go in that, or if I was to promote somebody, I would be so introverted. I would try different things to help get my artist, to help get that artist build a fan base or get notoriety, right? Because without that, you're nothing. If no one knows who you are, you're nothing, right? as it relates to the music. The same thing with the commercial cleaning, guys. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Like, franchises wouldn't call me if they didn't know who I was. Other YouTubers, and I meant to say this on one of my last videos, other YouTubers, and you guys can let me know if you think that's a good idea, but other YouTubers have contacted me to do collaborations. They wouldn't want to collab with me, and a lot of them have a bigger platform than me. In other words, they have bigger subscriptions or subscribers, right? But they wouldn't want to collab with me if they didn't believe in me, right? It's so many other people they can collab with. Why fight your heart, right? So number one, that lets me know that they watch my content. Whether they comment or not, they watch the videos, which is a good thing. And number two, they believe in what I'm talking about, which is an even better thing. If you guys think I should start doing collaborations with other YouTubers, let me know. I haven't answered anyone back, but I have got the message that came through Jasmine, and I've been approached recently to do collaborations with other YouTubers around the cleaning section, you know, if you will. So let me know if you guys think that'd be a good idea for me to start doing collaborations where I collab with other YouTubers. But like I say, guys, whether it's YouTube, whether you're in the music, whether you AJ Simmons, I collab with AJ already. I have the video is on this platform here. All you have to do is kind of scroll down. I collab with them on there. If you're talking about something new, I may reach out to them. Let me see. Let me see here. Mr. Let me just call you 9341, Mr. 9341. Let me. I see your comment. I'm gonna definitely get back. Like I say, Derek, or is it Derek? Yeah, Derek. I collab with AJ already. If you want to see some new content with me and AJ, just let me know. It might be about that time. I haven't talked to him in a while, but I can start to reach out to some of the people that reached out to me. All right. But like I say, guys, you have to take that chance in yourself, right? You have to take that chance in yourself. Like I say, I'm not in the music business, but I was able to help this young man that wasn't getting no streams, that wasn't getting no traction. And I told him to do just a couple things. And one being to approach other people with bigger platforms, okay? Approach other people, whether it's Instagram or YouTube, Facebook, whatever the case is. Approach people with bigger platforms is what I told them. Pay them a nominal fee. They post your video up. They post your music. They help you get the exposure through their through their list of people, right? So if they got 100,000 people and you have 5,000 people, you can pay them a fee and they'll post your video on their YouTube or on their Instagram, right? Let people know that you exist and let people know that you're there. And then you would piggyback off of their subscribers, or you would piggyback off of their followers, right? So if the people like your music and they put a little caption, this is such and such a, you know, rap meister or whatever your rap name is, go follow the rap meister at da 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 da. So if you're the rap monster and they go and start following you, right? And you wonder, okay, I'm starting to build up a little traction here. And then on your platform, on your Instagram or on your YouTube or whatever the case is, your Facebook, you say, hey, if you like this, click here and you can download it for 99 cents or whatever the case is. I don't know what he, you know, the mechanics behind it, but I told him to do a certain group of things. He did it, and now he's starting to build revenue from it through the likes of Spotify and some of these other music downloading platforms. Okay, but that's just because I'm wired a certain way, guys. You have to do the exact same thing in the cleaning business. There's a lot of information that I don't give on the YouTube that I give on the coaching call. I really want to say it right now. Certain things, especially for my my residential people that's doing residential. People ask me all the time, Fabio, if you weren't in commercial cleaning, or if you didn't start with the commercial cleaning and you had to do this thing all over again, where would you start? And I tell people all the time I would start with the residential. And they say, well, you're so adamant about commercial, why would you start residential? And because, well, when you needed money, which is what was my case in the very, very beginning, money was a factor for me. I would start residential because I can get paid at the end of that cleaning, right? Or the next day, or within that week. Well, in the commercial side of things, it's generally a net 30. Now, I adopted through one of my mentors to say, hey, well, why don't you try a net 15? Some will pay, every 15 days. They'll pay on a net 15, which is essentially bi-weekly. So now I have bi-weekly accounts, and I have 30-day accounts, or net 30 accounts, right? So a net 15 and a net 30. So I have money coming over all around the board as it relates to my commercial cleaning business, which I talk a lot about net 15, net 30 on other videos, guys, if you want to kind of take a look at that. But like I say, you have to be creative. And just because it haven't been done in your area, you've never seen it happen. Like sometimes people will email me and they say, well, Fabio, when I watch the video, I just don't think that will work in my area. The key word in the sentence is think. Think. You don't think that it will work in your area, but have you tried it? Give it a shot, right? Give it a shot. If you need to check the mechanics out, you need to check the legal side of something out, or whatever the case is, try it. Try it, right? Check out the legal side of things, as long as it's legal to do and this and this and that, which I would never tell anybody anything illegal, or if I'm not sure, I would tell you, well, this worked for me in my area. You might want to check with your county, whatever the case is, your city, zones and codes and things like that. I would tell you that, right? But like I say, guys, you have to stay proactive. Just because it wasn't done, don't mean it can't be done. Let me get to some of these comments here. I see people, Fabio, great info as always. Question today. I went door to door for the first time, and I got the emails of the decision makers from all the places I went into. Your experience, is there a specific subject line, right, that catch your attention in the email? No, because typically when I go, I'm not trying to email anybody, so I don't ask for the email. I do better for the numbers. So the email is that would be kind of new to me, to be honest, because when I go door to door, my ultimate goal is to see the decision maker. And if I can't see the decision maker, I generally want a phone number for him. If that's not available, then I would take an email, but it's very, very rare that I've gotten an email. But I will put probably commercial cleaning services, maybe something catchy, be creative with your subject line. You don't want to have a really long subject line, right? But then you don't want a real bland subject line. You want something that's going to pop out, that's going to stick, that's going to make them want to read the email. The thing is about emails, because I get a ton of emails, and even some of you guys, when you guys email me, people say, hey, Fabio, I emailed you. Did you get my email? And a lot of times emails get overlooked, right? Because you just get so many of them, or it get, somehow diverted to the trash bin, or it goes to the spam box, or whatever the case is, right? And there's a lot of emails that come through that I just don't get a chance to see, or Jasmine haven't caught them, or anything like that. So I'm not the biggest fan. Even when you send in an estimate, unless they specify to send an estimate via email, I'm not really big about the email. I do believe you should build up an email list, because it's a way to contact, any individual. Like for the gentleman that I was just telling you about, that's a rapper in my local area, he should build up a email base, right? That way, when he has a show, or when he has a promotion, he has something going on, he can contact his fans, or his supporters, his followers, right? He can send them an email, or have somebody send them he can send out a mass email to let people know that he's going to be performing here, or he's got this going on, he's doing that, right? So, I'm really big on, you should build the email list, but I think you should be creative with the subject line. You know, there's nothing that kind of come to mind that I can kind of tell you right now that that I would say. But like I say, I typically try to get a phone number. But my main reason for going door to door, if possible, is to see the decision maker. Okay. Um, I ask questions like, okay, 1 second here. Let me see. Hopefully I answered that. Let me see. A collab would be awesome. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Let me see here. I'm trying to set up a sales team. How long does the people spend per day making a call? And how do you keep them run out of calls? Well, number one, you build your call list. Okay, you build your call list. And the way I like to do it is I like to break it down into categories. So, Kevin, if you're trying to build a sales team, I would say have maybe 1 or 2 people. Start off with 1 person. That's what I would suggest you do. And then as your calls grow, right, where you feel like you might need another person. If you're just joining me, guys, make sure you like, share, and subscribe now. I need to see those likes. I want to see those likes go up, guys. If you're building a sales team to make those phone calls for you, I would suggest that you start with 1 person, right? You can hire a student, right? Like a college student, a high school student, something, a retiree, you know. You could place an ad and hire someone that's that has a background in making calls, or, you know, cold calling, right? Because they'll be a little bit more seasoned with it, right? All you have to do is kind of give them a script to go by, and they'll be able to kind of do it that way. But I would start with 1 person and keep the costs coming in, but break it down into categories. So if you're calling dentist offices, you know, you give them a specific time. You don't want them to make calls for 8 hours straight. Okay, that could be boring, and you could lose a lot of revenue, right? Because they may not make as many calls. Like when I do the lead generation, for me, I do it Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 12 noon. 12 noon, we're done with the lead generation, right? When they make the calls on my behalf, okay? Or when they make their calls on behalf of my subscribers here, right? So they're done with it by 12 noon. It's done. It's a wrap, right? From 8 a.m. to 12 noon, I find that the best times to reach the decision maker. Generally, after 12 noon, they're going into meetings. They're not coming back to the office. They're running late for lunch. Something happened, whatever the case is. It's just hard for us to reach them, right? So I find the best time to reach the decision maker between 8 a.m. or I would say 7 a.m. and 12 noon, okay? So that's just a little FYI if you guys trying to build your own sales team, your own, callers that's going to do your telemarketing for you. You probably want to give them a certain time frame, a span of time to make those calls. And hopefully if listening to me, you use between 8 and 12 or maybe like 7 and 12 to get those calls out there. It's really difficult. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's really difficult a lot of times to reach them after 12 noon. And I know this for a fact by picking up the phones. I get the same thing. They're not in the office. They won't be back. Try back tomorrow. Those type of things. Okay. So that's probably what I would suggest, Kev. Let me see here. Oh, you say, and keep them from running out of calls. Like I say, you keep the calls. Itemize your call list. So you might have doctors, right? You might have 100 doctors. Okay. They make 100 calls and they call all 100 doctors. Then you want to have another list that's ready to go, right? You want to have these lists preset. So before you even hire somebody, you want to kind of have some type of preset list, okay? That way, because you got to pay them either way, whether they get you booked or they don't get you booked. And that's what I tell a lot of people when we make the calls. I have to pay them anyway, right? Whether they get any appointments or they don't, I have to pay them anyway. So, like I say, within that 4-hour span, well, you don't even have to start 4 hours. Matter of fact, Kev, you can start with 2 hours. See what you and that person can do in 2 hours. Because that's how I did it. I was making the calls and I had somebody else making the calls too. I had the script that was, we tweaked it over time, but it started building traction. So we use that same script, the same script that I use personally when I was making calls. It's the same script that I would have, you know, my personnel or my telemarketer use, right? So, and then it just kind of grew from there. We get more calls and this and this and that. So we hire more people on. So that's kind of how it works. Let's see here. RM, he said, hey, Fabio, hope you're well. In a prior video, you talked about finding the right area to see contracts in. Can you talk more about this? How do you know which areas are hot? You don't. You don't. So you have to test. It's just like, you know, market testing, right? So if you're, a lot of times, if you're in a big metropolitan area, you're in the Chicago area, you're in the Atlanta area, right? You're in the Detroit area. You're in the big metropolitan area of your city. It's not impossible, but a lot of times it's quite difficult getting just regular small to medium-sized accounts in those areas, right? A lot of times, because sometimes, most times they have like a franchise. They're comfortable. They may not be happy with the fact that they have a franchise, but they're comfortable with the franchise. And at this time, they just don't want to do anything different. They don't want to go through any new paperwork. They don't want to switch over. They don't even want to take a chance of paying a lower dollar amount. They just content, right? Which is why majority of my contracts is in the outskirts of, let's say, Detroit, East Point, Southfield, Michigan, Royal Oak, Oak Park, Roseville, Novi, Redford, Livonia. Like, you know, it's on the outskirts. And all of those places I just named are like suburbs of Detroit. You got Detroit, and then you have these cities around Detroit, right? So I have pointing everywhere, east, west, south, north. I have accounts around the whole section, around the whole area, on the west side of Detroit, on the east side of Detroit, all over the place, right? And that's just kind of how I did. But I started within a 5-mile radius from my center area, right? So if I'm, for an example, if I'm in, let's say, Highland Park, okay, and you, I'm not sure, Kevin, if you watching this, but let's say I'm in Highland Park, Michigan. I'm in Highland Park, okay. I would start at Highland Park, which is a city for those that don't know. I would start in Highland Park and try to close up Highland Park. And then every point pointing east, every point pointing west, south, and north, I would try to go 5 miles each direction. I would try to go 5 miles off. So I would go 5 miles east, 5 miles west, 5 miles north, 5 miles south, whatever that is, from Highland Park, right? Once I feel like I got Highland Park sold, whether they told me, yes, we hire you, or they say, no, we're not interested right now, right? Then you point going west. You say, well, you know what? I'm going to handle the east. I'm going to go to Roseville. I'm going to go to Clinton Township. I'm going to go to Sterling Heights, or whatever the case is. I'm going to handle everything. Warren, Michigan. I'm going to handle everything going east. Right? And then once you feel like, you know what, I got a pretty good grab on east, or I did about as much as I can do, you know, going east, then you go attack going west, right? So that's kind of how I did. I started with the map. I bought this map. You know, you have these maps from the gas station of your city, and then you got the zip codes, you know, 482 this, 48 this, 48 that, 48 this, 48 that. And I just started from my own zip code, and then I started branching out to other zip codes, right? In terms of looking for business. So that's kind of how it worked for me. But again, you don't know what areas are hot until you just kind of test the market. You just gotta test it. But I am willing to gamble that if you go in the outskirts section of your city, you go in the outskirts section of your main city, like a Detroit, like a Miami, you go on the outskirts of that, you're probably going to pick up a lot of traction, right, from the suburban areas. Let me see here. I know you mentioned having small accounts. You are not profiting from. Would you be willing to sell? Yeah. Kev, I got this program now where I actually find contracts and flip them. So you can contact me. I had somebody else on the east side of Detroit contact me, uh, I think about 2 weeks ago. It might have been about 2 weeks ago, but they didn't have the cash. Okay, and I attempted this one deal with somebody recently, and they hit me through Facebook, and it just didn't go well. Okay, so you got to have like cash on deck to get the contracts. I'm not doing the financing part, kind of like what I did with the franchise and VA. With VA, what I did was I was approached by a franchise in Portsmouth and Virginia Beach, where I had contracts at, and I got approached by this franchise, and I took a big portion of the check. I took a big end of the check up front. They had to pay a big portion and finance the back deal. Okay, because I wasn't too comfortable with it. We did the paperwork and we set the deal up. The only thing that I set up and that I told them that I would like for them to keep is the employees that work for me. I didn't want to sell something and then have somebody else not have work. So anyway, how this deal was structured, like I wasn't looking to sell, but I kept getting approached. If you know Portsmouth or you from Portsmouth, you know it's not like a Detroit. It's not a really big area. It's not a really big, huge city, right? So Virginia, they have these different sections, right? At least that's what I found. They have these different sections. So I operated out of Portsmouth and I operated out of Virginia Beach. Like, oh, okay, I'm from VA. Okay. So, well, I stayed in VA. I stayed in Virginia Beach. So my contracts that I had in Virginia, I sold to a franchise, took a big check on the front end, and allowed them to finance just the back end of the deal, which they're currently financing to this day. Okay, so now I find accounts now. I'm trying this different thing because people always ask me, Fabio, you have any contracts for sale? Fabio, you have any contracts for sale? And since it seemed like I can get them, I don't want to say easy because it's never easy, but I have a way about getting contracts, like especially those smaller to medium-sized deals. It seemed like I can get them. I can approach them. I don't know if it's because I know what to say. I don't know if it's because, whatever. But I tend to get those a lot quicker than I get like accounts like this, right? Accounts like this is just more paperwork. It's just bigger deals, right? You can get it, but it can be a headache sometimes, right? Opposed to a little local dentist office or a little small, chiropractor or hair salon or something like that, right? You can kind of get those relatively quick. They're, 1 hour cleaning, 2 hour cleaning type of deals, right? Less than 4 hour cleanings. You're looking at about less than 5,000 square feet, that type of thing. Okay. Sacramento, California commercial cleaning business owner here. Hey, how's it going, Joe? So yeah, that's if you're interested, just email me, Kev. But I will tell you, I don't have anything less than 5K. I don't have anything less than 5K on the deal and you have to buy it outright. So you have to have at least 5K in cash to purchase the contracts. I'm not doing the back end deal because, like I say, I tried this with somebody recently and it just didn't turn out favorable for me. So that doesn't mean everybody is the same, but I have to take a different approach, if that makes sense. So I don't have any deals to finance out where you can pay me a lump sum up front and you can finance the rest. Let's say as you get the check, you just have to buy it free and clear from me. Okay. But I do have some smaller size contracts, nothing less than 5K for sale. Okay. Can you give us an example of what you might say when you walk into the small? Hold on 1 second, Ariam. I think somebody else asked me something up top here. Let me kind of go back to it. Let me see here. Yeah, Derek. Okay, he asked me about pay under the table to start off. Initially, and to be honest, initially that's what I did, Derek, because I didn't have any idea about how the payroll work and dealing with payroll and that type of thing. And then I found a software program that helped me a little bit with the payroll, and I use QuickBooks. QuickBooks is actually a great program all around. But then I didn't want to kind of manage that, okay? And all it does is help me with the numbers and don't necessarily do the actual taxing, that type of thing. You got to know the appropriate taxing. You got to know these type of things, the mechanics of these type of things. So what I did is relied upon my accountant had knew somebody and I hired that person. I negotiated the deal with that because, like I say, in the beginning, I understand. That's how I understand with you guys. I know money could be a factor. You don't have a whole lot of money, so you have to kind of wheel and deal, barter in many cases. And so I made the deal work and hired this individual that my accountant had put me on to, and it worked for a little bit, and then I switched over from that to Paychex, right? And Paychex is really, really reasonable. I was a little lukewarm about the idea because I'm thinking about, okay, here's a big company like ADP, Paychex, these big companies. And I'm thinking like, I got to pay a whole hell of a lot of money because they're big companies. I love Paychex because they cater to the smaller business. If you have 100 employees or less, Paychex is the way to go personally. I personally believe. A lot of other people will probably tell you ADP is better, and this ADP is bigger, but I think Paychex works better with the small business. And that's just doing research. I never had ADP, so I can't tell you from a personal side. But we still currently have Paychex. So if you guys want to try Paychex out, you'll go to paychex.com, right? Call them, say, hey, I would like to meet with a representative or talk to you guys about handling payroll and the Paychex for my small business. And they'll be able to set you up with something, okay? And that's paychex.com. That's paycex.com. That's paycex.com. I'm sorry, guys. paycex.com. That's paychex.com. Okay. The 800 number should be on the site. They're really user friendly. They come out and do a presentation for you, show you how everything works, show you how they can help you, how they can deal with your hirees, your firees, if you will. It's really simple. They can also set you up where they could help you with direct deposit, which is what we offer. If your employee don't have a bank account, they could set you up with a check card that they'll supply you with the check card, and you can kind of get those check cards out to your employees, and then the payment will hit those check cards. Okay. I love them, so I don't have anything, and I've had them for a minute now. So let me see here. Somebody asked me, hey, how's it going, Joe? 7 cities. That's right, Derek. Yeah, I know he's talking about VA. Let me see. Can you give us an example of what you might say when walking into a small commercial property to offer service? It's it's really friendly. It's not really a sales pitch. If you guys just joining me, like, share, and subscribe, guys. It takes a lot for me to do this. I need to get those likes up there. There's no reason I got 8 people on here and I got 4 likes, right? I need to get those likes up here, okay? You got to help me help you, right? Share, like, and subscribe, guys. Tell people about me. If you know somebody that's trying to do cleaning business, share the video. Send it to them in a text message. I do it all the time. Say, hey, this guy Fabio, he's awesome. Hey, I like this guy. I know you were talking about cleaning. Hey, check this out. Copy, paste the link, send it to somebody in a text message, right? They click on it, go to the YouTube, right? I appreciate you guys. I really do. Let me see here. What would I say? Walk in, identify who the gatekeeper is. They'll say something along the lines like, hi, welcome to ABC Dental. How may I help you? And you can use the same thing over the phone too, by the way. And I would say, hi, I'm Fabio with Hollywood Janitorial Service. Who would I speak to in regards to commercial cleaning? And they'll say, well, you talk to, Jack Smith or Josh Smith. You say, okay, great. Is Josh available at this time? Then it'll go from, yes, he's available, but he can't speak right now, or he's not here right now, or he won't be in until 10 a.m., or he won't, these type of things. Okay, so if Josh is not there at the time, and I got other videos too with this too, if you check some of the older videos, I'm just kind of giving you an example because she asked. But if Josh isn't there at the time, then what you will want to ask for is a business card for him. You could say, oh, okay, I'm sorry I missed him, or he's not available at this time. Do you have a business card for Josh? They might say, well, Josh, I can't get in his office, or, I don't have a business card for him. But here, you can take one of these, one of the generic business cards that they, not generic, but one of the, just the basic cards they have at the receptionist desk. And on that card, you will write Josh and his last name on the back of the card. And on the front of the card, I like to write the receptionist's name or the person that I spoke to. Okay. So for an example, I would say, well, is Josh available at this time? No, Josh isn't available at the time. Okay, great. Do you have a business card for him? No, I don't have a business card for him personally, but you could take one of these. Okay, great. And then I will write Josh and his last name on the back of the card. And I say, by the way, I'm sorry, what's your name? Oh, my name is Melissa Ford. I say, great, not a problem, Melissa. Thank you so much for your time. Here's the business card. You can pass it along to Josh if you don't mind. I greatly appreciate it. And then you exit the building. Okay. Now, when you get this card, at this point, you already know who the contact person is, right? Now, you got to make sure you write his name on the back. And you need Melissa Ford name on the front because you can kind of piggyback off, and I'm going to share with you how I do that. So when you do a follow-up phone call, and this worked for me, I don't know if it worked for you guys, you can try it. It's worked for other people that I done told do it, but it worked for me. So when I call, you know, whether it's the next day, usually I kind of wait 24 hours. So when I call, ring, ring, hello, thank you for calling ABC Dental. I say, hello, yes, may I speak to Josh Smith? They say, sure, may I ask what this call is regarding? I would normally say something like a fax that I sent them, or, you know, or just have a quick question for him, you know, because I don't want to kind of talk too much to the receptionist. So I'll say something that where she can transfer me directly to him really, really fast so I can get him on the phone and then go ahead and go with my pitch wherever I'm trying to pitch him. And the object of the game is for me to come back out and do the walkthrough. Okay. So you don't want to necessarily do the walkthrough with the receptionist because guess what? She doesn't make the hiring decisions. She can walk you around and show you briefly, but she can't hire you or whatever, right? All she can do is walk you around and say, okay, well, what I'll do is take your information and I'll pass it along to Josh. Okay, when you could have alleviated that by just talking to Josh right from the start, right? So this is why I do it this way. So you call, yes, yes, it's about a fax that I sent. Now, I didn't send him a fax, right? But I know what he's going to say when I get on the phone. And it's like a tactic that I like to use because it works for me. So, Josh, hello, Josh. Hey, Josh, this is Fabio. I was in the office yesterday. I'm sorry I missed you. I was just wondering if you got the fax that I sent. I sent the fax out. And usually on the business card, it'll have their number, their location, fax number. And I'll say, no, I don't recall receiving a fax. What was it pertaining? Oh, it was pertaining to cleaning services. No, I didn't. I said, great, I can send it back out. I just want to verify I have the right fax number. And that's where I read that number off, right? So now I done prepped him and let him know that I sent the fax that I really didn't send, but I will send the fax, right? So now he's alert and he can look forward towards that fax once I send it. I say, great, not a problem, Josh. I'll get it right out to you, right? So that's kind of like a tactic that I like to use. And the reason I say you want to write Melissa Ford name on the front, because he might say, who referred you to me? You say, oh, I'm sorry, Melissa. She was the one that referred me or suggested I speak to you, you know, about cleaning services. Oh, yeah, great. Yeah, Melissa, she's a great gal. She's, you know, one of our top receptionists. You know, he give her the thumbs up pretty much. Okay. It's different when you say Melissa name than when you just somebody told me I was supposed to talk to you, right? Because now it's like, who told this guy this, right? But when you say Melissa, it resonates with him because he know who Melissa is, right? She works at the receptionist desk. So I do that all the time, okay? All the time when I walk into the office, that's a tactic that I like to use. Normally, this is something I cover on the coaching. I kind of go into detail how I execute it, right, and make it work for me to at least get the walkthrough. Because when you go door to door, you're just trying to get the walkthrough. You're not necessarily trying to sell them for service right now. Okay, it's a step-by-step process. When you go and you do your walkthrough, right? You do your walkthrough. The object of the game is to give him a quote. Okay, after the quote and he signs off on everything that's good with the quote, your next step is to put him on an agreement. I don't like to say contract, but I was about to say contract. Put him on a contract or agreement, whichever term you like. Okay, sign him up, and then you want to ask, when would you like for us to, because you want to detail that. You want to have a line on your contract or your agreement saying when you're supposed to start, or if you don't have a line or nowhere on there, you're just right at the top, start April 1st. right? Whatever the case is. But you need to ask them. And that's where a lot of people go wrong, because when I talk to people on the coaching call, they say, yeah, man, I did this walkthrough. I say, great, that's phenomenal. I say, when do you start? Dang, man, to be honest, man, shit, he ain't say, man, that I was gonna call him about that. I was gonna call him about that tomorrow, man. I'm glad you said something about that, Fabio. No, you don't leave. You don't want to leave him without figuring out right then and there at the agreement process when you're supposed to start. And I had people tell me, man, I just left my agreement there. They said they was going to read it over. They was going to read the agreement over, and they're going to get back. No, don't leave no paperwork. No paperwork. Don't leave no paperwork with them. Not no agreement. I had people say, man, I let them see the estimate breakdown sheet that I bought. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Don't let them see the estimate breakdown sheet. Okay? That's for you to know how to charge, not for them to know what you charge. Because now they can try to customize their own price based on your numbers, based on what you have here, right? And see what my estimate breakdown sheet, it gives you a base price, and then you can mark it up. You don't want to mark it below because you're going to cut yourself out. But you can mark it up and make more on that deal. You can make more profit. You can expand your profit margin. You don't want to let them see your numbers, because then they can customize in their mind how, what they should pay and why they should pay this, right? So don't do that, guys. Don't do that. Okay, so if you bought my paperwork or whatever the case is, do not leave an agreement. When you leave, you have the agreement and they sign. You sign the date, they sign the date. Okay, and you have to ask, when would you like for us to start? That way you can already prep your mind. You already know if they have a cleaner already there. You say, okay, great. Quick question, by the way, when would you like for us to start? Okay, great. Not a problem. We'll be here. Okay, definitely. We'll be here April 1st. And we understand that you would like for your cleaners to come in at 6 p.m. Not a problem. We'll be here. Okay. Matter of fact, what I'll do is come in a little earlier. So if it's a few things that you need to prep me, because you want to be prepped. You come in, if they close at, let's say 5, they want you to start at 6. They come in at 4:30, right? 30 minutes or so, give and take, right? 4:45. Sometime before they close, right? Or you come in a little early. Hi, I'm Fabio. Yeah, I remember you, Fabio. Just want to come in and just make sure we got everything understood. Is there any last minute things you needed to tell me before we start this evening with the cleaning, right? So that's the way that you can handle that, guys. Okay, I go into much more on the coaching call. So if you're interested in the coaching, you want to know exactly my systematic way to do it and really get the results, then by all means email me, put coaching in the subject in the subject line, and my assistant will get it over to me, Jasmine, and we'll be able to set you up for coaching. Okay, guys, I'm gonna ask you this. Go ahead and like this video, guys. I'm giving you a lot of great information here. Okay, go ahead and like this video. Get the likes up. There's no way I should have 10 people watching and 6 likes. I need 10 likes. Get those likes up, guys. Come on now. Let me see here. Let me see. Appropriate. Let me bounce back a little bit here. How many contracts? How many contracts should you have before hiring an accountant? Well, you hire an accountant based on your budget. I mean, if you can afford it. If you can hire an accountant right off the gate, it's cool, right? But you don't really need an accountant. All you need to do is have an association with an accountant. You have a you build a relationship with an accountant. Okay, you don't necessarily have to have an accountant just sitting that you're just paying and he's not doing anything for you. I mean, you can negotiate it deal by deal, right? So it's a lot of things, and if you talk the way I talk, you can barter a lot of deals. I do this for you, you do this, you do that for me. I can help you with this, you help me with that, right? Which is bartering. It's the exchange of goods or services, right? You do this for me, I can do that for you. That's bartering, right? So you could use the bartering system, okay? If you don't necessarily have cash, but you got to be willing to, put that out in the universe. You got to project that, right? Everything isn't always about money. Majority of everything is, but if you don't have cash, you have to find another way to kind of do it, right? So in the very, very beginning, as far as accounting, it's very, very important to have, okay? But in the very beginning, you're going to be the accountant, right? Now, it's a book that I used to use, I think we still use it. It's called Dome. You can get it from any office supply. You can order it online, DOME, right? And it's like a record keeping book. Keep your numbers. You can do it weekly, I believe monthly, maybe bi-weekly. I think we did it weekly and monthly. All right, so it's 2 different books, but you can look it up online. It's Dome Record Keeping Book, or you can look up Record Keeping Books. That's just the one that I use, like the it's not a brand. Well, I guess it's like the brand one, right? They got these different record keeping books you can use. I use the Dome version, and they have a weekly, and then they have a monthly, okay? And then it just help you. It's very simplistic to do. Or you can use QuickBooks. QuickBooks is another software program that you can use to help you organize your numbers and kind of keep everything situated, right? Let me see here. All right, the same thing. Yeah, leaving customers with promotional items. Yeah, definitely. Ink pens, coffee mugs, paraphernalia, you know, baseball caps, hats, shirts, that type of thing, because they'll always remember you. Calendars, whatever the case is, as long as you have your contact information on there, right? So they need to know if I need to call you back, or I need to be able to contact you via website or email, whatever the case is. You want to have a contact way. You don't want to make it difficult for them to find you, okay? So, you know, so yeah, promotional stuff, it's okay. Like you might have a coffee mug and it might just have your company name and your company number on it, okay? And if they're using that mug every day, or they like the style of that coffee mug, when they're looking to hire a commercial cleaning company, they're going to call you first, and you make it very easy for them to call you because your number is on the mug or your number is on the calendar, right? So that's that. Let me see here. How should I set up my agreement? How should you set up your agreement in your favor? You want to be fair in the agreement. Here's just kind of a short, I don't want to be too technical because I'm not a lawyer and I don't really like that side of it, which is why I fucked up. I went through 6 different agreements before I came up with the one that I had. But you want to set up your agreement. Number one, people ask me all the time, should I sign my customer up for, or the client up for a year of service? I say no. No one likes a long contract or a long agreement, okay? I say set it up for 3 to 6 months. Set it up for 3 to 6 months, and then after that, let it go to month to month. Now, some people ask me, should they start off with off rip on a month to month basis? You can, but I like the 3-month thing because in their mind, it's like, okay, I got 3 months, like a 3-month trial with this company. If I like them, I can keep them after 3 months. No penalties, no nothing, because it's going to go from 3 months to a month at that point. And if I don't like them, I don't have to keep them after 3 months. So I like the 3 months because they give you 3 months worth of income. Or some people might use 6 months. I like 3 months because I don't like to kind of lock anybody in, okay? The reason I like that and it goes to a month to month is because you don't have to worry about any renewals at the end of any term agreement or any term contract. If I set you up for a contract and I say, okay, this is a 1-year contract, then after that 1 year, we got to talk all over again about you renewing the contract. I don't even want you to think about renewing the contract. So that's why I like the month-to-month deal, right? So once we get past that 3 months or that 6 months, then it goes month to month. They're not even thinking about anything renewal. As long as you keep showing up, you're doing a good job, they're going to keep you aboard. If I set it up for a 1-year contract and they sign it, I'm sure within that year they're going to get some type of proposals, right? I'm sure somebody's going to come in with a business card about cleaning services, and they're going to take it. Their promotional stuff, this stuff, that stuff, this stuff, you know, a hat, a glove, a this and then that. People are going to come in while you're not there. Remember, you come in the evening. So in the daytime, people are going to come in and solicit for commercial cleaning services. But you got to set up, they're going to tell the person, you know what, I have a 1-year contract with this company. I'll see how I go within this 1 year, and I'll get back with you. I don't want to set it up where they, after the end of the year, they're thinking about maybe going with another company. If you're going to get rid of us, I don't want you to necessarily wait 1 year. If you don't like our service, we're too high, whatever the case is, come back. Maybe we could talk numbers and maybe we could drop down a little bit. But if you just don't like my service suck, right? Then shit, get my ass out of there, right? Get my ass out of there. If you say, because your service shouldn't suck, right? You should be doing a pretty decent job. So if you suck and they get you out of there, then you probably need to be out of there, okay? But as long as you're doing a good job, they're going to keep cutting the check. And I'm just trying to simplify this for you guys. I don't care what other channel you watch and they tell you this and this and that. As long as you do a great job, you have great customer service, and your work performance is great, right? Not good, great. They're going to keep you aboard. And going to invite you to dinner, bring you lunch, give you gift certificates, everything. I talk about this in other videos too. At the end of the year, they give you gift cards, for Christmas, and give you an Easter basket for Easter time, and give you a pumpkin with a little hat on the head with the candy in the basket, for Halloween, right? This is stuff that they do. Sometimes they cut you a check, give you a $200 or $300 check, and they do this when they really like you, right? They like your service. You've been with them for a while. They'll do this at the end of the year. They say, "Hey, Happy New Year's. Here's a check." They'll give your employee a check. A lot of times, some of my employees can call me and say, "Hey, doctor such and such, cut me a check in my name. Do I take this, or I don't know if I'm supposed to take this or how this works," right? And I say, "Yeah, if Doctor such and such gave you a check and it's with your name on it, then it's meant for you. Go ahead." And it's all due to work performance, right? You show up on time. They don't have any complaints. They get used to you. You become part of the family, right? So again, that's just kind of how things work. But again, I know I kind of jumped off the topic as far as the contract. What I will say, like I say, I don't want to give you any legal advice how to set it up. I know how mine is set up, but I will tell you, don't give it a long, exaggerated length of time. Give it 3 to 6 months window, and then after that, allow it to go to month to month, or you can set it up for month to month right out the gate. Okay. There's other stipulations that you can have in there. Again, I wouldn't tell you, if you get on my coaching call or you get coaching with me, I'll tell you very specifics. But I don't want to advise you on what to do from a legal standpoint. Okay. Let me see here. Question: time frame to get the contract back from the prospective client. You get it back immediately. You get the contract back immediately. So, for an example, you go in, you submit your numbers. They like your numbers, right? You do your walkthrough, you get that, you get your quote in, your estimate in. They like your numbers to call you back. And now it's time to do the contract signing. You get your contract back immediately. You sign it. So when you take it up there, they read it, they sign it, they date it, you sign it, you date it, you provide them a copy. They can copy it right there at the office on their Xerox, or you can, copy it at a later time and provide them with a copy of the agreement. Okay. If they don't want a copy, don't pressure them to give them a copy. Some people say, "No, I'm fine. I don't want a copy." As long as they have service with you, they're content. And then some people want a copy. They can make a copy right there on the Xerox, right there on their copy machine. You're going to keep the original. They're going to get the copy. Okay. I like to keep the original of every document. Okay. So that's kind of how I feel about it. But you get it right away. You don't leave it and come back and they got to think about it. They're going to hold it, and that's not contract collection, right? That's not what we're doing, right? So the minute they okay everything, they okay your numbers, they cool with it, you go ahead and you fill in the pertinent information in your agreement, right? You take it back up there. You already have it signed and dated. They sign and they date it. You offer them a copy if they would like a copy. If they don't, cool, you just take yours and make sure you have the start date in the agreement, whether it's kind of written in there and you have it in there, whether you have to personally handwrite it on there. Make sure you know when you're going to start, and you're off and running from there. Okay, so that part is not as difficult. It's very simplistic once you kind of get the hang of it, right? You must know when you're going to start, though. And a lot of people, my subscribers, I ask them, so great, I'm glad you got the deal. I'm glad you got a quick question, when you start. They say, oh man, I don't know. I don't know. They didn't say. So you don't want to be caught with that. I don't know. Do you offer any added services of steam cleaning? Yeah, you do that in the beginning part when you before the agreement. Before the agreement, that can be added into the agreement or added onto the estimate. Okay, so when you say, like for an example, when you do your walkthrough, you let them know, okay, how big is this building? They say, oh, it's 3,423 square foot. Okay, great. Well, you fall right under our promotional thing that we have going on. We have a promotion for buildings 5,000 square feet and under, where we're offering a half off cleaning, a free cleaning, a carpet cleaning, a window cleaning. And when you go to turn your numbers in, you just indicate in print on that quote, that estimate, you indicate that, and also the free window cleaning is included, right? You just want to reiterate that because you told them that, you know, if they fall under that promotion and for signing up, that you're offering them the free window cleaning. And it may just signed on with you just so they can get the free window cleaning. I know sometimes people carpet look atrocious, and one of my favorite things is if you stay with us for a year, after the year mark, you're up for a free carpet cleaning for your entire facility. So I like to do that because that's like my way of guaranteeing them to stay with me, like for the year, without it saying that in my agreement. And then they'll stay with you for a year and then say, hey, you guys said something about the free carpet cleaning after a year. They'll remind you right there at the top of that year. They'll remind you the free carpet cleaning, because that's what they really want. So they'll deal with the bullshit through the course of the year and then expect that carpet cleaning, that free carpet cleaning. Well, hell, I had them for the entire year. So the money, the revenue that they didn't pay me, because again, you keep your overhead low, the money they didn't pay me paid for the carpet cleaner, right? So that's why I have cash on deck. And you got an option. You can either outsource that job to someone that have the machines, the truck mount, and all of that stuff, and you can rent the equipment yourself and just do it. You go to Home Depot, rent it. In the very beginning, again, I didn't have a truck, so I rented a U-Haul because I know I could write it off on taxes for business expense. And I rented the equipment from the janitor supply store because, again, I didn't have the machine, and I did the job myself. Watched some YouTubes, and they suggest a certain this and certain that. I caught a few janitor supply stores. They suggest I do this and that, and as I go up to Home Depot, whatever the case is, you know, set it up, sign, you know, pick it up, put it on the U-Haul, rent the U-Haul, just small U-Haul, right, to transport the machine. Because again, I didn't have that, like the vehicle, so I had to get the, you know, physically get it up onto the rented U-Haul. And then I drove it and I did the job. I did what I had to do, right? So in the beginning, you have to do what you have to do. And that's what I did. So again, and then as you grow, you can, you know, buy these vehicles pre-loaded already. You know, if you want to buy a commercial vehicle to handle these type of jobs, you can buy them. They're already loaded up with what you need on them, you know, so. That's that. Let me see. You guys have any more questions? Again, guys, the top of this video, I was talking about, you know, just taking risks, doing something different. I was telling you guys about a fellow of mine he does music. He's a rapper in my local area, and he Facebook called me, right? Can you go over the pricing? How much do you charge? It varies, RM. It varies. I'm assuming you're talking about for like the cleaning jobs and different things like that. It varies. It varies, you know, section, you know, like it just varies. You know, it's a lot of different things that kind of go into the price. It's not it's not just a matter of the square footage. Most people think it's just a matter of the square footage. No, it's a matter of that's part of it, but you have to see the workload, what needs to be done. That's why you have to do the walkthrough. You have to collect the data, the information that you need to put your estimate together. So essentially you have an idea of what you should charge, right? And then if, like me, I have the estimate breakdown, which start at just basic prices, right? And then if it's anything that's extended, then I will up the price a little bit more because it's not a basic job, it's a more extended job, right? Got more work than I would typically normally have. So then you mark the price up because they have to pay for that. You have to cover that, right? So yeah, but that varies. Okay. Let me see here. Any more questions here? Thank you guys. Again, get those likes up. I got 10 people on. I got 9 likes. I need that 10th like. Somebody has not liked this video. You have to like this video. Come on, guys. Right? I'm giving you a lot of valuable information here. So at the very least, you can help me help you. Right? Get those likes up there. Make sure you share and you subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. If you know somebody interested in commercial cleaning, share this on your Facebook page, right? Or text the link of this video, right? You can copy the link of this video, share it, and send it to them via text message. Help me help you guys, okay? You guys have any more questions here? I want to make sure I got your questions off. Thank you. I see that 10th like. Thank you. You guys got any more questions here? Yes. Yes. Well, I have all women that work for me, right? And I sent your video to a few people. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, RM. I have a lot of women that work for me, or all women that work for me, and they wear the Fabio Hart or the Hollywood Janitorial Cleaning shirt, right? So they wear the uniform shirt, and I usually, tell them to wear like maybe some khaki type of pants, some maybe like Dockers or Dickies, some work uniform type of pants. Okay, we supply the shirt, they wear the pants. We don't do any leggings or spandex or any jeggings or anything like this, right? It's totally unprofessional. So we don't allow them to wear those type of super tight clothes. Okay, but yes, we do have a uniform type of setup going. Okay. Oh, Lamar said that was him that forgot to like. Thank you, Lamar. Greatly appreciate you, man. Greatly appreciate you guys. You guys have any more questions for me? Let's see here. It's 1:27. You guys have any more questions for me? I just want to make sure that, I get you guys questions. If you need some coaching of any sort, guys, if you need coaching of any sort, book FabioHart@gmail.com. That's BOOK. F like Frank, A like Apple, B like boy, IOHART@gmail.com. Book FabioHart@gmail.com. Put in the subject line coaching and send whatever you need over. My assistant will review it, get it over to me, and we'll be able to set you up for coaching. Okay. With the coaching, the way I like to set it up, guys, for those that's interested, is I allow you to ask me all of the questions that you want to ask first. Okay. And like whatever pre-questions you have written down, and then I go ahead and answer those questions, and then I go into my system. I kind of go into the actual coaching part of it, okay? From A to Z, from the startup to the marketing to different methods that I use, that type of thing, okay? Can you go over the structure of the coaching call? Okay, yeah. So that's kind of how I like to do it on the coaching call. So if you have whatever questions you have, we answer those first. So you'll have all of the answers for your questions. And then I actually go into the actual coaching part of it, which the majority of the coaching is surrounded around the marketing part, because people want to know how to get contracts. That's generally why they're on the phone with me. Usually, I'll cover the structure, how to get an LLC, how to get the EIN, different things like that. But most people that contact me for the coaching already did that. They are already past that part. They just want to know how to get contracts, whether it's residential or whether it's commercial. So I cover a great deal of that, okay? and a lot of, unconventional ways that I like to handle business and do business. I talk about investments, different things. Like as you start making money, you want your money to grow for you. So I start talking about some of the things that I invest in, and maybe it be some of the things you guys might want to take a look at. Okay, I give you certain information as to, I point you in certain directions. Here, call this company. Here's the number for this. Here, check them out. Here's the website for that. So you guys can do your own research and kind of look into your own type of investments or other options. Okay, for those that's making a little bit more money in the commercial cleaning business, but just don't know exactly what to do for it, do with it, you can kind of invest it in other things and let your money grow. Okay, so that's kind of the gist of the coaching call. Okay, you guys have any more questions? Have any more questions, guys? Just want to make sure we have a understanding here. And I was thinking about doing also, guys, real soon. I was thinking about doing a conference call, like a live conference call, where you guys can call into the system, talk to me on the phone. That way I can have a lot of my subscribers on one line. Have it set up for a certain limited amount of people to be able to call in. Because again, I want the most serious people. Even when people, buy paperwork from me, I don't want you just to get it and then just shelve it, right? Or people get the lead generation. I don't want you just to get in and you just get hyped up, and don't do anything with it. You send the leads in. Like, I really want you guys to really execute on the stuff, right? That you pay for. Like even with the coaching, that type of thing, right? So if I give you guys, I lay out the blueprint. If you watched you went to a Bill Gates summit, or you went to a Grant Cardone summit, and you was interested in real estate, or you're interested in tech, or you went to hear Mark Zuckerberg speak, you would, because you paid a significant amount of money for that, you would try your damnedest to duplicate that, or at least start something. Most people don't. Most people do not. They'll pay for something and they won't do anything with the information. And those are the people year after year that have no results. Okay? Again, I'm about results. I want to get to the results. Okay? And I want to do it fast, because I understand that I only get so many hours in the day, right? We all get so many hours in the day. It's not the day itself that dictate your success. It's what you do with that day, right? It's what you do with the hours in that day that dictate how successful you become. Okay, so again, guys, you got to be able to, take action. You got to be able to stay fearless about it. You can't have the attitude that, oh, I did this 3 months ago and it didn't work, so it's not gonna work now. Okay, because the times is totally changing. You want to do something different. Just because you might have an idea in your head, you say, you know what, I'm gonna give it a shot. I've never seen anybody do it. And that might be the difference between night and day for your business. That one little idea, that one little thing that you stumbled on that you thought I shouldn't do, or maybe I should do, and you do it, execute on it. That'd be the one thing that changed everything for you. Okay? So again, guys, if you got an idea, you think maybe I should try this, maybe I should try this promotion, maybe I should do that, do it. Give it a shot. As long as it's ethical, okay? As long as it's legal and it's ethical, go ahead and give it a shot, okay? Don't research yourself. A lot of people like books and tapes and courses and things like that. Don't research yourself out of the business. I talk to so many people that, well, I ordered this book. Hell, I got the book too, right? So many people, they read the book from cover to cover and they do absolutely nothing with the information. Meanwhile, Fabio Hart, I get a book, I read a little bit and I execute on that information. Okay, then I pick it up again and I execute on some more information. Then I read some more, and then that's how I read a book. I don't have the time in the day. I don't just have the time to really sit and read it from cover to cover. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to get you guys into the reading mode. I think you should read, but I don't think you should waste a whole lot of time just reading a book and not executing on nothing. Okay? Because by the time you're done with that book, you're going to lose your mojo. You're going to lose your motivation. Right? But if you read something and it tell you to do a little of this and a little of that, and you go out and you give it a shot, you execute on what you read, who knows what can happen for your business, right? So again, guys, you want to stay motivated. A lot of people I talk to, they lost the motivation. A lot of people, I swear, man, and I talk a lot about motivation. It means so much in business. It means so much in life, period. A lot of people got a lot of great talents, but the fact that they lack motivation or they lack knowledge, they feel like they can't do it, but they don't put themselves in the position to gain the knowledge, right? They won't even buy the book. They won't even rent the book. They won't even look it up online, right? They won't even watch a YouTube video about it, but they claim they want to do this, right? Again, guys, you got to get out of that. You got to get out of that. You have to execute. Like Eric Thomas said, you have to want this shit as bad as you want to breathe. Okay, it has to consume you. If you wake up and you're like, oh man, I gotta go do this cleaning stuff, then why did you pick that business? Why did you pick it? Right? If you're better off on a tech side of things, then develop a software or something. Do something tech, right? If you're better at being dancer, you're a dance teacher, right? You want to teach hip hop dance and then this dance and this, then do dancing training classes, right? Right? Okay, so again, guys, like I say, I want to push you, and I want to push you really off the cliff. I want you to just go off the cliff, jump in and conquer your fear. But the only way you're going to do it is if you're willing to jump out there. Okay? Because for damn sure, you don't want your 2019 to be like your 2018, financial-wise. Financial-wise, you don't want that to happen. You know how so depressing it is when, and some of you may have went through this, some of you may have not, but it's very depressing when your kids get all psyched up, Easter time coming around, and you can't afford the suits, you can't get them an Easter basket, and you got to pick between this bill and that bill. You know how fucking depressing that is, guys, right? The biggest holiday of them all, Christmas time, right? Everybody, this is the season to be jolly, right? And you can't do what you want to do for the kids. Start today. Start today. Why not you? Why not you? Start today. Well, Fabio, I don't have no money, but you have time. No excuse. I started my cleaning business with $200. I ordered this course. I read it from cover to cover. I sat on it for 2 weeks, right? Because I wasn't sure about my capabilities, right? I picked up the phones. I started making calls eventually. The shit wasn't working. I was getting pissed off, really, really pissed off. And then I said, you know what? I got to do something. So I jumped out there. I started going door to door, February 2012. Snowy shit, Midwest in Detroit. Climbing over snow, knocking on doors, right? Going in. I wanted to get my first account in the first 60 days. It took me 90 days to get one account, or pretty close to 90 days to get one account. And that account was for $300. And I got people getting accounts in 30 days and running rings around my ass, right? Off of the knowledge that I've given here on YouTube. People doing 1,000, 2,000 in 1 month. I swear to God, no lie. No lie. Bob, thanks to you. If you see these emails that I get, the emails and like text messages for those of my subscribers that have my direct contact number, right? Man, Bob, if I didn't do that coaching, what you said, man, I used that one little strategy, man, or I seen that on your video, man. Again, I don't know everything, but I know enough. And it wasn't a Fabio Hart invested in Fabio Hart in the very, very beginning, like I'm investing in you guys. It wasn't a Fabio Hart invested in Fabio Hart like I'm investing in you guys. Because I believe if you execute and you stay in the game long enough, you would eventually win. Giving yourself an excuse is just giving yourself a way out. Giving yourself an excuse. I ain't shit, man. I don't even got the money to get my DBA. Fuck that, man. You got the time to plan. Plan for it. So what? Fucking what? You don't have the DBA right now. Well, set the structure up. Set the structure up. I told somebody, they say, hey, man, I don't have no DBA. I don't even have insurance. I said, get to making phone calls. Get to making phone calls. Watch that video that I was doing when I was making phone calls, where I was kind of showing you guys how to call and go, and I was making live calls. I say, watch that video. I told an individual to watch that video, and they were able to get walk-ins, walkthroughs. No DBA, no insurance. Was able to get a walkthrough. Do your research on Warren Buffett. Do your research on Donald Trump. Do your research on Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, Oprah Winfrey, Bill Gates, the Rockefellers, and any other millionaire or billionaire out here. They didn't always play it how it go. You know how many times Facebook them been sued and they still generating many billions of dollars? Now, no, don't get me wrong. I'm not telling you guys to do fraudulent things or do things. But at some point, you know, every entrepreneur then bend the rules a little bit to make it favorable for them. Every entrepreneur then bent the rules a little bit to make it favorable for them. Okay, so you didn't have the money to do it. Well, shit, make the phone calls. Line them up. Go do the walkthroughs. You know, put on your professional look and you go on there, and hell, you might score the deal without even having a fucking DBA. You never know until you try. You want to know what my fear was when I first started? I did research on YouTube, on Google. You want to know what my fear was? My fear was I wouldn't get hired because I didn't have fucking insurance. Excuse my French, but I'm investing in you guys, so please listen to this. It's going to hit home run. I was fucking more nervous about I wasn't going to get hired because I didn't have insurance than I was about getting the fucking contract. I walk in the door, I give them my spiel, I'm professional and everything put together. I do the walkthrough, and I leave there. Instead of being excited that I at least got the walkthrough, I got the opportunity of putting my numbers in and giving them my freaking estimate. I go home to write up the estimate, and I'm worried about, oh shit, man, I just hope they don't ask me for insurance because I don't have it. Worry myself to fucking death about insurance, something that I didn't have in the very, very beginning because I just couldn't afford it. I didn't have the money to do that. But I had the willpower, and then I fucking operated the business like 9 to 10 months straight with no insurance. But over time, I'm collecting the revenue. I'm operating like I have it, right? The power of the mind. You know, I'm so professional with it. I'm doing it with elegance, right? I'm Fabio Hart. I'm got my best face on, right? No insurance. Okay, but I could have tricked myself out the position to say, you know what, I'm not going to make those phone calls, and I'm not going to do no more door knocking because I'm going to wait till I get insurance. You know how many people didn't tell me, Fabio, I would get your paperwork, man, but I'm going to get the insurance. How much is this? I said, we'll give you a deal on the paperwork. Well, how much? Such and such. And they say, well, yeah, the lady told me on the insurance is this, and it's way more than the paper. I say, well, shit, when you get the paperwork. At least if you make the phone calls, you can put them on a contract because you have a contract to give them. Right? At least you're able to do a proposal. You have the document for it, right? You can write the proposal up. Again, that's just the way I'm wired. I never let nobody trick me out of my position. Stop telling how successful. Tell people how successful you want to be. Show them with the actions, because people, especially people close to you, they're not inclined to believe that you will be successful because you've never been successful before that they know of. They know you from Lil J on the block, you know. Oh man, you talking shit, man. You've been watching too many videos, man. Who the hell you been hanging around here got you thinking you're gonna be a commercial cleaner? That's how people talk to you. That's how people talk to you. A lot of times people do not believe in your reality, in your dream until it become a reality. People do not believe in your dream until it become a reality. And the only way for it to become a reality is if you make it a reality. Okay? Again, guys, it's paramount. This stuff right here is paramount. It's paramount. It's paramount. People want to be like other people. They want to have the success that other people have, but they're not willing to do what other people do. People want to have the success that other people have, but they're not willing to do what other people do. Stop giving yourself an excuse. This little device right here. You pay a bill on this every single month. You pay a bill on this every month. Some of you financing it, right? It's not paid for outright or whatever, you financing your device. But you're going to pay a bill on this every single month. Why not? You can open up a Shopify store right from this device. You can run your whole business, generate $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month, $15,000 a month, right from this device. You can have this little device right here that you're still financing and out through your phone company, whatever the case is, make you a fortune. It doesn't bring you nothing but a bill. And you got to pay that bill whether you have the money or not. Because if you don't, what happened? They shut the shit off. And you still got to finance it. You still held responsible for it, for the payment of the phone. And so I'm speaking in general about business and just creating wealth, guys. You got to get creative. Some people think they need investors for their commercial cleaning. What the fuck you need an investor for? All an investor going to do is want equity in your business. Why would you give it up? You're not in the type of business that need a damn board of directors. It's not a tech company that you're trying to sell the tech company or app that you put an app together. You're trying to get some investors to invest in and help grow the app and, broaden the awareness about an app or about a tech. This is a commercial cleaning company, something that you can start overnight, guys. But your focus isn't there. I talk to a lot of you. I know a lot of you guys, and it pisses me off because there's a lot of people that I talk to on a regular basis that I talk to that went through my coaching, that ordered my paperwork, that went through the lead generation, that's not executing. It's a lot of you guys. Some of you guys I talk to on a regular basis. And you're not showing improving. When I talk to you, I call you. When I call you, I don't call you this. I'm not selling you anything when I call you. Hey, how's it going such and such? How's business? You're up? What's going on? Oh, man, what happened was, man, my kids and this. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it because you have to make a way. I understand we got families, you got girlfriends, you got boyfriends, you got this type of, but you have to make a way. If you love your family, you love your kids, like you said you love your family and you love your kids, you would go that extra mile. You would do more. You'll be a better you. See, I'm not married. I don't have any kids. But if I had that, I would spend every waking hour making sure that they can sleep better than I ever sleep. When I'm here at contract, yeah, I move the way I move, and I had no problem moving away. I see people on Facebook, they get the W-2s. Out of a lot of people that I got 5,000 friends, only like 3 people hit me up and say, hey man, I got X, Y, and Z. What you think I should do? I'm not interested in cleaning, but man, what would you do with this money? And I helped a lot of people. Gave us a few pointers on things that hey, but I don't know everything. I say, shit, give it a shot. I'll talk to them. Hey, what you like to do? What you get into? Because I always like to surround your investment around what you like to do. Because it comes easier to you, but harder to others. So once we can identify what you like to do, once we identify what you like to do, then we can kind of plan around that. Okay. So again, guys, like I say, for those that got their refund, I tell them, invest in yourself, invest in your business. Fuck Jordans. Do you have your business cards? Do you have your flyers? Do you have your postcards? Have you registered your DBA? Do you have your paperwork lined up? Get you a mentor, get you a coach. There's nothing wrong with that. And when I say get you a mentor or a coach, it doesn't even necessarily mean like somebody like me that's doing it that you gotta pay to do so. You can use YouTube. You can get a book. A book is just as coaching as somebody physically telling you something. You read a little bit, execute on it. You read some more, execute on it until you finish the book. Take notes. Just like if I had you on a coaching call, you'll listen to me. You're going to do what? You didn't pay the money, so I know you're going to do something. You're going to take notes. So if you get a book, it's only $23. It's about marketing or sales. You like the author. It's Grant Cardone. It's Gary Vee. It's this person. It's this person. Right? You bought the book. Read. Take some notes. Some people, I don't like to read. Fuck. Buy the audio book. Take some notes. Get it off of Audible. You know, look at the YouTube video. Take some notes. That's why a lot of people that's on my channel, and I give a round of applause to the women on my channel, because a lot of the women is kicking ass. The guys is having I don't know what's going on. The ratio is by a long slide. A lot of the women on my channel, they're kicking ass. They registering their business, sending me this proposal. Fabio, what does this mean? Fabio, what does that mean? Fabio, can I fax this over to you? Fabio, what would you do over here? You know, I don't get everything right. I let them know, hey, I'll help you with this, but I can't say 100% that you're going to get this deal, or I can't say, but this is how I would move on this deal. They call me back, Fabio, I got it. Fabio, I didn't get it. I said, damn, I'm sorry, don't give up. Keep going. Fabio, I got it. Great. Round of applause. I'm glad you got it. Cool. Don't ask him for nothing on the back end or nothing. Hey, I'm glad you got it. And then some people just like to be entertained. And I'm not trying to offend anybody. I'm not trying to make anybody feel bad, but I am trying to hit you hard. Yeah, I'm trying to hit you hard. Because a lot of you have the capabilities. You're just not taking the initiative. And you're finding reasons not to do it. It's my kids. It's my lack of education. It's this. I'm a felon. I'm this. I'm that. And I talk to you. What the hell a felon got to do with it, dude? They don't ask you when you walk in, hey, thank you for ABC Dental. How may I help you? And you say, hi, yes, my name is Maurice Thompson. I'm with ABC Cleaning. Hey, wait. Maurice, quick question before we go any further. Are you a convicted felon? Not ever have they ever done that. Never done that to me. So you could be a convicted felon of anything, and they're not even so much checking for it. They're going by your your presentation, right? The way you look professional, right? You groom well, whatever the case is. Not ever have I ever seen a lady walk in there and they say, hi, yes, my name is, Jackie Dotson, and I'm with ABC Cleaning Company. Wait. Jackie, quick question. Have you ever stripped before? You was ever a stripper? Not ever. I never see that happen. So I'm saying all of this to say, you know, I'm kind of making light of the situation, but I'm saying all this to say, guys, you're giving yourself an excuse. That's all. You're giving yourself an excuse. What the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve. If only you take action. To me, that was the missing part of that Napoleon Hill statement. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve only if you take action. Because you can believe and conceive it all day, but if you don't do nothing behind it, you don't get the results. So that was my point. I always throw that on there. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve if only you take action. You have to do something behind it. Okay? If you guys have any more questions, I want to go ahead and wrap it up. If you guys have any more questions, you can take you can't take everyone. You can't take everyone with you. You shouldn't want to take everyone with you. Because everyone isn't going to have the same motivation as you. It's just human behavior. Everyone is not going to believe in your dream until it becomes a reality. You can take your top 5 friends, and out of the 5, if any, you're probably going to have 1. Everybody else going to laugh, change the subject, joke. You know, you tell them, hey man, in 30 days I'm going to have this business up. By the top of the next month, they're going to be laughing, man, I thought you were going to have a business up in 30 days, man. You've been doing the same shit, man. I thought you were going to. That's how it goes. Meanwhile, they're not doing anything different themselves. They remember what you said 30 days ago, and they're still in the same position that they were in 30 days ago. They haven't changed. So it's not like they're doing any better than you. That should be a sign right there. Okay? So, again, guys, I want you guys to get out there, man. I'm trying to hit you hard. I'm trying to motivate you. We got the spring. I think they say they roll the clocks forward this weekend, right? Where daylight savings, at least in my region, you know. Certain parts of the country don't have that, right? But again, the spring, the spring, Louisiana, yeah, Louisiana, yeah. Yep. From Toronto when I come over from Toronto to the States, I come up by Louisiana, New Orleans, uptown, you know. So again, guys, this is just what it is. Like, if you want it, you will get it. If you don't want it, you won't get it. It just won't happen. Stop trying to take your family with you and forcing them to try to clean your little building. They don't want to do it. They're going to fuck things up. Stop trying to make your friends or your girlfriend because you like her, right? She's a sweetheart. She might be, but she's probably not fit for the building. Your boyfriend, you know, you like him. He's just not fit for the building. He don't want to do that. So again, you know, this is just what it boiled down to, guys. You know, this is what it boiled down to. I really want you to win. And if you really want to take your business to the next level, honestly, you need to get on one of my coaching calls. You need to get on one of my coaching calls because I move totally different than a lot of the startups today in terms of commercial cleaning. I don't know everything, but I share with you what I know. Point you into some right directions. And if you want to do that, I'll give you a discount on the coaching. I'll up the coaching to $300, so I give you a discount on the coaching. for the first, I'll say 8 people that's serious about it. Just put coaching in the subject headline. Book FabioHart@gmail.com. BOOK, F like Frank, A like Apple, B like boy, IOHART. Book FabioHart@gmail.com. Just put coaching in the coaching discount. Put coaching discount. And I'll give you a discount. You have your questions. I told you how I like to do it, right? You have your questions already. If you don't have any questions, I jump right into the coaching. Lay it out systematically how I do it, right? So for those that feel like they have to prove something to somebody else, you don't. Just prove it to yourself. And they'll find out as a result per your actions. Don't do it because you want to prove something to somebody else. Prove it to yourself, and they're going to see it by the result of your actions. You think people will talk about you now? Sneak diss you now? They're really going to talk about you, and they're really going to sneak diss you once you get to winning. See, they're sneak dissing you now because they want to have the mindset that you have. They know you have the capabilities of winning. You heard me? They know you have the capabilities of winning. When you get to winning, they're going to sneak diss you. They're going to get to making up lies about you. It's going to happen. Right? Now they hate you not because of your capabilities. They hate you because they're not in the position that you're in. When they could very well be in that position, they choose not to be in that position. That's why they're not there. There's other things that's more important to them than doing what they're supposed to do so they can be in the position that you're in. Okay? Again, guys, like I say, if you need that coaching, if you don't get nothing else, try it out. I'll give you a discount. I won't break you down too much. Okay? Okay? Because I get more excitement for these emails that come through, for the comments that I read on over 400 some odd videos here on my channel. Fab, I got this deal. Thanks, Fab. Thanks for the coaching, Fab. Thanks for the lead generation, Fab. You guys help me get this. You help me get it. Doesn't help everybody. Doesn't benefit. Everybody don't have the same work ethic. Thanks, Pop. I like the paperwork that you got. Thank you for working with me, man. I'm glad you worked with me, man. So I get more, I'm more energized by that opposed to the money part of it. I'm more energized by the love, the comments that come back to me than the money part of it. The money that you pay for the coaching, money you pay for the paperwork, the money that you pay for right? It's not about that, because I done built my company, man. We do north of $250,000 annually. And I say that probably because it took a lot of work. It took a lot of work. Sleepless nights, losing girlfriends, family turning on you, things like this. I done hop from state to state. I tell people all the time, you can drop me anywhere USA and I will be able to create the same result, providing you give me time. The people might be different. The demographics might be different. I might not understand the economy in this area, but if you leave me there long enough, I'll be able to get it popping, I swear. Drop me anywhere USA, I can get a cleaner business going. I did it in Atlanta. I did it in Toledo. I did it in Detroit. I did it in VA. Sold it. Still eating from it because they still financing the back end of it, which they almost paid off, And all I had was a goal to just be a better me. I didn't know that I would be able to grow my business. That's why, I don't entertain the shenanigans. People say, oh, Fabio, you think you're better than everyone. No, it's not that I think I'm better than nobody. It's not that. You think that I am, right? It's not that. It's just I don't have time to entertain the shenanigans. People that talk about you, I don't like Fabio. So a lot of people don't like me. It's okay. You'll be fine. Pray for you. But at the end of the day, I'm going to eat well, going to sleep well, right? That's the same mindset you should have. That's the same mindset you should have. And until you get those negative people out your life, you're going to be in the same position. Go to the libraries. Go to the bookstores. Whatever, right? Get out. Network. Meet different people. Some people scared to get out the hood and say, the hood just in me. Cool. Cool. But I just come to the hood as I please and I exit as I please. Again, a lot of what I'm saying, guys, is common sense. It's just not common practice. A lot of what I'm saying is common sense. It's just not common practice. I'm no better than anybody that's watching me here on this live. The only thing is I think a little different and I take action on my thoughts. And boy, when I fail, I beat myself up about it. I probably shouldn't, but I beat myself up about it and I still go. I still go. And that's what I want you guys to do. If you're watching this live, that's what I want you guys to do. Promise yourself that you can do it and do it. Hold yourself accountable. You have your mom depending on you. You have your children depending on you and looking up to you. Guys, I know it's tough out here. I know it's tough. I know it seemed like you can't escape the hood. I know it seemed like you can't escape your surroundings. I know it seemed like you can't escape what's going on in the household. You have alcoholics around you. You have drugs around you. You have this around you. You're in the poverty-stricken area. No one believes in you. You have kids. You have the child support. You don't know how you're going to get this done. I get it. It's life, guys. I get it. I promise I get it. But once you change your thinking, you change your results. Once you change your thinking, you change your results. You can't watch me now and say, yeah, he's hitting home run. He's saying the right things. This guy. I love this guy. You can't say that tonight and then wake up and you do the same shit tomorrow. It's going to start with now. Start with the now. Baby steps is all it takes. Baby steps is all it takes. I get hated on because 12 noon, I'm at the mall or I'm somewhere, just cooling. Friends call me, where you at, man? I'm at the mall, man. Let me hit you. Man, why you ain't come scoop me? You ain't got no money. I'm just chilling. I don't want to feel like I got to buy you something because you're hanging with me, right? Have you guys ever experienced that? Every time you hanging with somebody that you got to buy the meal, you feel like you're paying them to hang with you, right? Again, guys, and I'm going to keep saying this, you control you. You have to take a risk, though. You have to take action and continuously do it. It's repetition. Going back to what I said at the top of the video, I'm about to cut it off in a minute, guys. I know you thank for those people that's watching me, bear with me. But like I said at the top of the video, guys, Adonis, 1 second, I'll see you. But like I said at the top of the video, I had a gentleman, he's about 19, 20 years old, a little rapper in my area. Fab, man, hey man, your motivational videos on your live be hitting, man. They motivating, man. But look, I don't do cleaning and stuff, man. I do music or whatever. I'm just trying to get it out there. How do I do it, man? Because shit, nobody's like really listening to. I say, so I asked him a few questions. I say, hey, do you got it, man? I got a little budget. You heard me? I got a little budget. Okay, he has a little budget. So based on his little budget, I helped him craft a way. I say, well, man, you need to find somebody that got a bigger following, a bigger fan base, a bigger following, and see if you can pay them, you know, $100, $150, whatever the case is, to post your video on their platform, to post your music, your whatever on their platform. So you can use their subscribers, you can use their fan base, you can use their followers, and they can be pointing in a direction towards you. Your Facebook, your Instagram, whatever the case is, your YouTube. And that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. So he paid for the views. They post his video on their platform because he wouldn't have got those same eyeballs on his platform, right? Because he's got to build it up. So you get the cosign from them for a payment. They co-sign and they put it up. And now what happens is they point hit their subscribers, their fan base, it point that to this guy's direction. This is like 2 months ago. That's what prompted this video here. I talked to him, he said, man, that was a good idea, man. I did that. I didn't really have the money like that, but now his numbers, he got that money back off of Spotify. I mean, yeah, Spotify. And some of these other streaming platforms. He posts a song, he sell it for 99 cents or whatever it is. Amazon or whatever these platforms is where you can load music and they pay for the song. About 2 months ago, maybe a little bit more, he wasn't making he didn't have no traction. He didn't have no traction. He talked to me, I said, well, hey man, why don't you pay somebody and have them post your video on their platform so their viewers can see it, and eventually somebody's gonna like it, and just watch things grow. Do it with different people, you know, for whatever your budget. Set up, but if you got $300, do it $300. You can do a sponsor ad on Facebook. Some people say it doesn't work. I believe it works. It's just repetition. You can't do it one time and expect it to work overnight. You can do a sponsor ad on there, do your own video, advertise your own thing. People see it and then direct them to your Instagram or direct them to your YouTube channel. People do it all the time. Man, I'm making this money. I make this, order my ebook. You see it right there on Facebook in the sponsor ads. Click on the link right now, and I'm going to show you how to do $100,000 a month by working from your computer. Just click on the link, dude. That's what it says, right? And then you click on the link and it'll take you to the website. Hey, I'm Donovan such and such. You probably found me on Facebook or YouTube and this and this and this. I'm going to show you how to use your phone and make an absolute fortune in the next 30 days. You're going to be so excited you won't be able to sleep at night. Right? That's kind of how it goes, right? They pay for the advertising. They get the views. They directed that to their website. Now you find yourself putting in the credit card because they're got on the little boat. You know, they'd have rented the Ferrari and this and this and that, right? The Maserati, they'd have rented that and hooked up with the realtor so they could be in front of the big house and, you know, that they really don't own. You know, they just, and then you put your card information in there and boom. They send you out the ebook. They won in two ways. They captured your email, right? Because they got you to put your email in there. And then got you to put your card information in there. And then they're going to sell you something else on the back end. Trust me, it's coming. You ain't got to get. They're gonna let you sit for about 3 days, then they're gonna sell you something else on in the email. The big package. It's all business. Okay? Again, so if you guys have any further questions or comments, I'll be more than happy to entertain them. Right here, let me see. What's up, bro? Danny, what's going on, dude? When it comes to commercial cleaning, are we better charging per hour, per square footage? Depending on the size of the building. If it's a smaller size building, I'm a flat rate type of guy. I find it very more reasonable to charge just at a flat rate for your smaller accounts than by the hour. Square footage. The square footage is when you're dealing with facilities like this, real big, right? This is 4 buildings that take up 5 blocks, right? So we charge square footage and the hour on this, right? It's a big deal. But for a smaller to medium-sized account, flat rate, I would suggest. A flat rate, because you're not going to get anything for an hour, hour and a half, right? You tell somebody, hey, yeah, man, we're going to charge you $50 an hour. That doesn't sound as attractive as, well, we charge $55 per cleaning for this facility, right? Per cleaning, right? So if you're cleaning them twice a week, that's $110 per week, right? You multiply that by 4, that's what your gross for the month. Then you multiply that by 12, kind of get my drift, right? But with the bigger accounts, it's more square footage, it's more by the hour, right? You could tell somebody, up to 4 hours, take about up to 4 hours to clean this, that type of thing. But it might take you an hour and a half. Guess what? If you tell them a certain price and you say, well, take 4 hours and you clean it in an hour, you clean it in an hour and a half, what you're going to do with the rest of the time? They find out you're leaving, they're going to want to get rid of you because they say, hey, you're out of here. It only took you an hour and a half or it took you 2 hours. You said it was going to be 4 hours and we're paying you for 4 hours. So when you have that flat rate, it doesn't matter if it take you an hour and a half or it take you 4 hours, you're still going to get that same dollar amount. How much should the price per square footage be? It depends on the area. Yep, no problem, Danny. It depends on the area. See, the price per square footage to me, it'd be different in California than it is in Michigan. It'll be different in Alaska than it is Nebraska. Right? But you can find that out through a click of the mouse on Google. I don't like to really get specific with numbers because I could tell you something and it could be incredibly low, right, for your area. But all of that is on my estimate breakdown, by the way. If you're looking for pricing, you want that, you check on my estimate breakdown form. I get great reviews for them. I speak highly of it, okay? So, you guys have any more questions, comments, concerns? Let's go here. Not a problem. Not a problem, bud. Okay. Do you clean carpet as well? Yep. Yep, we outsource it, but yeah, we offer it through my company. I don't advertise it as much. Yeah, we vacuum too. Vacuum is just part of our nightly clean. Carpet cleaning is not something regularly done. They'll probably use that maybe once or twice a year. Hey, how's it going, bud? That's good. Okay. What do you think? What do you mean, what do I think? Steam cleaners? Steam cleaners. I don't have an opinion about it. I have an opinion. Guys, have any more questions for me? Now I'll go ahead and wrap it up. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I'll go ahead and let you go. The only person that could ever stop you from starting up your own dreams and making it to the top is you. Again, if you need me for whatever reason, book FabioHart@gmail.com. That's BOOK, F like Frank, A like Apple, B like boy, IOHART @gmail.com. Book FabioHart, all one word, @gmail.com. Take care, guys. Good night, and I'll talk to you shortly.